Minutes into my run so far today. Hello. I'm running at the Cedar Hill golf course. My first day back after 4 days of sick leave. I have been active every day, but I have been keeping my effort level pretty low ever since I started feeling a little woozy. A few weeks ago I noticed that my heart rate was elevated and my guts were giving me issues. Well, after about a week and a half of suffering these intestinal issues, I went to see a doctor, and she, as you'd imagine, sent me for a whole bunch of blood work and urine sample and stool sample, the whole works. Anyway, she was very good. She made some good suggestions. She thought maybe I was dehydrating, and because I was not keeping, let's say, my food in my system for long enough, I was flushing out a lot of goodness and electrolytes. So she recommended a whole bunch of electrolyte replacement kind of things, pedalite or something like that. But the light part is the electrolyte. But they're expensive, so I figured I could probably get the missing magnesium and the missing potassium and the missing sodium from various other naturally sourced products. She also suggested that I increase my fiber. She recommended, what was it now? Metamucil. Hello, ducks. I'll get back to you on the health front in a second. Just want to take a little bit of a duck break right here, right now. This is worth a video. So a little bit of additional footage for my trailer. Ducks at King's Pond. Sorry, did I wake you up? Sorry. The little baby ones are hiding. They've been taught to hide. Let me put my phone away and get back to the health update. So she thinks I might have either irritable bowel syndrome or GERD, which I believe has something to do with gastric, and the E, I don't know, gastric, nah, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's quite common in old guys, but it does tend to mess up my performance for running, and my heart gets quite stressed quite quickly because I'm not maintaining the right mineral balance or fluid intake or fiber intake. She also prescribed a medication that I had to go and pick up from the pharmacy. What basically boils down to the efficiency of the system here. I phoned up at about 7 o'clock on Sunday, and today I delivered my last sample for them to analyze for C. diff. Hello. Thank you. Alright, so I'm looking forward to pushing on with my training, much as I am doing and have been doing for the last 6 years. My own coach, my own pace, my own rules. Zone 3. This is the first day back, so I should be super easy on my body. But the doctor, she recommended things like if I lie on my side, that I should lie on my left side. And I could try raising the head of the bed by putting a couple of cans of tuna under the legs at the headboard. I'm not sure if that works too well, but still, she was very proactive, very informative, and she was recently qualified as a doctor. She was very thorough. She had a doctor's nurse to help with the ground rules. The baseline readings were done by an older nurse, and then she came in with her laptop on her arm and proceeded to check my charts as she walked around. She didn't sit down the whole time. She was definitely a busy young thing. Hello. Alright, so now I've got some downhill. Got to do some running here. That's what it's all about. I heard a zone 2, so I'm in the comfort zone. No excuses. But she did recommend that I hydrate. I did admit to my beer drinking, and she said, until your gut stabilizes, try cutting out the beer for 2 days. And I reluctantly agreed. But then I thought, well, if beer is 90% water, what am I going to do? Drink a lot more water, I guess. So that's what I'm doing. Today, I'm adjusting my route so that I can go past 2 drinking fountains. One at the clubhouse and one at the rec center. I could make this into a figure 8, which would make some sense. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll make it into a figure 8. That way I can hit the water 3 times in the space of an hour. Probably less than an hour, actually. I'm feeling pretty good. I've got mostly downhill now. I have been given a zone 3 announcement. 139 is my heart rate, so I'll walk this last little bit before I go into zone 4. The zones are pretty roughly, the 116s is zone 1, the 124 is zone 2, and the 127 is, or the 130 is zone 3, so yep, 139 would put me into zone, top end of zone 3, almost zone 4. Hello.
Morning.
What I like about this run is there is no traffic noise to speak of until I get to the main road at the south end. But I will be coming from the quiet side. Making this a figure 8 means that what started off as a counterclockwise will soon become a clockwise, and then it'll become a counterclockwise when I finish. I think that's how a figure 8 works. Going down, you're going across, you're going down, you're going across, you're coming up, you're going across, and then you're going up again and out. That's how it's going to look on the diagram. Nine minutes 19 is my pace. It's pretty narrow, this trail, the way the bushes have grown up on the side. Height. It's about 1 meter wide on average. As I walk a little bit, zone 4, there you go, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Anyway, so 2 days without beer. I'll give my liver a bit of a break. What else does she recommend? Fiber, electrolytes, more fluid, and did I already miss my figure of 8? You know, I think I did. Well, I think I missed my figure of 8. I'm going to go back and make it a true figure of 8. This is just an add-on, a bonus. I'm so used to running in one complete loop. Now I'm going back to join the trail where I should have turned. There's me yakking away, like going left, going right, going up, going down. And all the time I was going astray, going off-piste, which is not quite the same as pissed off. The English would say pissed off. The Swiss would say off-piste, but not for the same reason. 9 minutes 17 when I'm back on the piste, back on the plan, the figure 8 connector, the Derby connector. Let me take a picture of that just to remind me of my error. Yeah, Derby is the road that used to run right across the middle of what was once a farmer's acreage. He had a lower field and an upper field, and Derby was part of the upper field, the connector between Shelbourne Street and Cedar Hill Road. As I pick up the pace. Now that I'm on track, I will stop the voice recorder at the water fountain. I think you can imagine what me slurping water would sound like. Lots of golfers enjoying their favourite pastime. As I take another walk break. So this acid kind of refluxy thing is manageable as long as I keep up those elements in my diet. She asked me if I'd eaten out, or if I'd eaten spicy food, or if I'd been in a hospital recently, all of which I denied having done in the last 6 months. But they're testing for lots of things. Possible food poisoning, possible liver trouble, possible kidney issues. They took the blood for all of that. The urine, I'm not sure what they're looking for. Probably the electrolytes in the urine. If I'm peeing them all out, that's not a good thing. Zone 2. She also booked me for a prostate ultrasound. I've already had the finger test. That was quite a few years ago. And I've already had various PSA tests. So now the latest fad is ultrasound. Have a look at what the actual organ looks like. Alright, here I pause for a drink. So I just finished my bottom loop of the 8, the figure of 8. I skipped the rec center once I decided to go through with the figure of 8, because I knew I could be passing the clubhouse twice. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Car stop for me. Now I'm on the top loop of the 8, going anti-clockwise, heading for my exit at Harvest Lane. At last check, I was up to about 27 minutes. So I should be wrapping this up pretty soon. As I take you around to Glacier Place. Zone 4. Well, first day back hasn't been too bad. Tomorrow I'll go for a bike ride. Hi. 5.29 kilometers. 850 per kilometer. And I'm almost done yakking for today. I wish to thank everybody who wished me well on the Running Jackal Facebook page, podcast page I should say, the Running Jackal podcast page. For anybody listening for the first time, I have, what is it now, 1, 2, 3 Facebook identities. Hi there. One is Your 5 Minutes, which is where you can send your audio to me. The other one is the Running Jackal podcast, where I send my audio to you, and there is my own homepage, Carlos Castillo, which carries everything else that I am curious about on the internet. Nothing I post lasts more than a couple of days there. Anything of third party I delete after 2 days at the most. I only keep up my own stuff, eventually getting rid of other people's content on my homepage that I share. I mean, I share, I choose to share, but I don't choose to leave it up there. Alright, so as I approach Glacier Place for the last time, I will say bye-bye to you and press stop on the recorder. I'll be recording again on Sunday. Bye-bye. actually, I just noticed I've only done 19 minutes of audio. So forget that last little goodbye. As we continue the extended version, there is always the video for you guys to look out for on YouTube. Those are my main platforms, my 3 pages on Facebook and my 1 YouTube channel. As I approach the crossing from the laneway across Cedar Hill Road, this is right next to Sandy's old middle school, Cedar Hill. I think she used to go here when she was just a little kid. Elementary, yeah, it's an elementary school. Eight minutes 54. I was telling Norma I was going to take it easy today and try and stay around the 9-minute mark, so I can afford to slow down just a little bit, just in case she checks my stats. Now that they've got all my tests at the clinic, I should be getting or not getting a notification. I'm hoping that I don't get notification, and the preemptive things that I'm doing to improve my prognosis will kick in and I start feeling a little more energized. But until then, I will continue muddling by. 8 minutes 53 is my pace right now. I was just noticing that my armpit was making that squelchy sound from the sweat interacting with my clothing, creating a kind of pump effect every time. I'm having to remember to keep my elbows up so that I don't make that farting sound with my armpit. They're on 3. Walk it off, young man. Walk it off. You've still got 15 more years of running to accomplish. 6 kilometers run, and I have about another half a kilometer to go. I should get my 600 calories today, even though I'm on my e-bike. It does definitely make my work a lot easier, but the way I think about my e-bike is the way that most of you guys think about your cars. I use it to get from A to B. I use it to carry groceries. I've never taken a passenger on my e-bike yet, even though I could. Wouldn't be very comfortable on the back of the e-bike. There's no rear suspension. It's 50 as I approach Shelbourne Street, where I will say goodbye to you finally for today, officially, right here, right now.